Thanks, guys. I'm so excited to be back in Iowa City this weekend for a home game. As like you said, it has been a month, and I'm just so ready for it. As the Iowa football team prepares for the homecoming game against Maryland this Saturday, they'll have to do it with some important Hawks on the sidelines. We have Daily Iowan pregame editor Adam Hensley in the newsroom with your Iowa football injury update. Adam, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
So let's get right into it. Ivory Kelly-Martin didn't play against Indiana because of a concussion he had against Minnesota 2 weeks ago. What's his status for this weekend?
Well, this weekend, Ivory Kelly-Martin, he's good to go according to head coach Kirk Ferentz. I don't expect this to be a game where he gets the bulk of the carries. Instead, I can see Torin Young and Mekhi Sargent kind of balancing that rotation because both those guys did very well against Indiana last week.
And he's not the only one defensively. There's still a bunch of injuries. Where are the holes on defense there?
Well, for the third straight week, Iowa's going to be rolling with a pair of freshman cornerbacks, their starters. Riley Moss and Julius Brents, those guys are going to start for Iowa this weekend. However, Kirk Ferentz said that Michael Ojemudia and Matt Hankins are getting better to close to that 100% area, so that's good for Iowa. In the linebacker department, Nick Neiman is scheduled to make his return to the field, which is huge for that defense.
And how are the Hawks going to exploit Maryland for the game on Saturday?
Well, the Terrapins are a team that really likes to run the ball. Over the last 3 games, they've just averaged 16 pass attempts per game, while they average 38 runs. It all starts with Ty Johnson, Maryland's running back. He averages 8.1 yards per carry, and he's one of the best backs in the Big Ten, both in the run game, and the receiving game. As a team, Maryland averages just around 245 yards per game on the ground. So if Iowa wants to get that edge, it's got to stop the run.
That was Adam Hensley live in the newsroom with your Iowa football injury update. Thank you, Adam. Now over to the softball team. Iowa has a new transfer in the program, but her story is different than most. DITV's Jonathan Rawson has a story.
Sophomore pitcher Sarah Lehman is making a return to the sport she loves. After taking a year off to play volleyball, she is more than ready to return to softball.
I really missed it, and I came and watched their game, and I was like, I don't know, I felt like a piece of me was kind of missing.
That's because Sarah had been playing varsity softball since she was in 8th grade. She was also a 4-year letterman in the sport, as well as basketball and volleyball.
Oh my gosh, she's just athletic. I mean, you know she was a 3-sport athlete in high school and was able to go to college to play volleyball. And when we got a chance to watch her this last summer, I'm actually pitching for the Women's League, we knew that we had to have her.
To turn Sarah from a Women's League pitcher to a Division I pitcher, the Iowa staff has an abundance of coaches that work with her.
They're really awesome. They helped me with so much, and they're very hands-on, and I have 3 coaches helping me all the time. So
our pitching practices, we go every day with her Monday through Friday, and seeing the levels that she's been able to accomplish in her pitching and the confidence being back on the mound.
With all of this improvement, Hawkeye fans can expect to see Sarah in the 1st or 2nd spot in the Hawkeye rotation. Reporting from the HTRC, this has been Jonathan Rawson, DITV Sports.
Now, since fall softball ended in early October, Sarah and company will have to wait until spring to compete again. So make sure that you tune in the spring for more updates on her and the Hawks. But the DITV pregame show will be back tomorrow with Bo Bowman and Lucy Rodine to give you the rundown for this weekend's matchup against Maryland. Guys at the desk, back to you.